Hello dear student, I am Rajwan Singh and today I will explain the chapter first in history, the left portion. So my dear student, let's start. We have to know about the literary sources, and before the portion I have told you in the previous video. So from today we have to know about the literary sources. So let's start. I want to tell you about literary sources. Much of our understanding of the medieval period of Indian history comes from a plethora of written sources. These include both religious and non-religious sources available in the form of biographies and autobiographies also. Court chronicles, at times called Namas in Persian, and historical accounts by the pilgrimage, traders, and royal ambassadors. And you have to know about this very clearly that they have looted our country and they want to cover the maximum areas of our country to rule over. So my dear students, to know about the medieval history is very important for we all. The literary sources usually categorized into indigenous and foreign writings covering subjects such as religion, economics, politics, culture, and etc. and etc. A variety of languages such as Persian, Sanskrit, Arabic, Urdu, and many other religious languages were used to produce this bulk of writing. It is interesting to note that paper was still not in use in Indian subcontinent during the early medieval period. Palm leaves, bark of which, trees, and animal skins were used as materials for writing. It was only in the late medieval period that paper became the main writing material. Literary sources of medieval history can be divided into following categories: court chronicles, and now we have to know court chronicles. What is court chronicles? A number of scholars belonging to this period wrote about history of dynastic of the period. These are known as court chronicles. One well known as, for example, of a court chronicle is Abdul Qadir Badawnej Muntakhab at Tawarik or Selection of Chronicles, a work in their volumes that deals with the reigns of Babur, Humayun and Akbar. Baraij Tarikh Feroz Shahi, an account of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Reign is another famous court chronicle with describe the history of Delhi Sultanate. Raj Tarangedi, authored by Kalhan in the 11th century, provides information about our history of the rulers of Kashmir. So my dear student, many rulers of this period appointed historians in the courts to record the events of their rule. Usually, historians traveled with the ruler and recorded the every events that is done with the ruler at that time in the medieval period. Abul Fazl's Akbarnama is a fine example of such a work. Its third volume, Ain-e-Akbari, highlights the salient feature of Akbar. You can say Akbar's mode of governance and statistic reports of his empire. A number of foreign travelers, scholars, pilgrims, and his administrators during the medieval period and left behind accounts of that period. About this, from writing about the ruler and his administration, they also focused on the life of common people, how they live, how they survive. These things are also shown in that period. India during the rule of the Tughlaqs and wrote the Revla, you can say travels. This book tells us about the geography of India. Al-Baruni's Tarikh al-Hind, written around 1030 CE, when he accompanied Mahmud Ghaznavi on his campaigns into northern India, is regarded as one of the finest foreign accounts of medieval India. Autobiographies and biographies including the Prithviraj Raso by Chandbardai and Humayun Nama by Gulbadan Begum, as well as autobiographies such as Babar's Babarnama, also known as Tujki Babri, Turkish and Jahangir's Tujke Jahangiri in Persian were written during this period, during this medieval period. Firoz Shah Tughlaq also wrote his own autobiography titled Futuhat-e-Firoz Shahi. The writings of many European travelers like Dorte Barbosa and Domingo Pires of Portugal, Rolf Fitz, William Hawkins and Sir Thomas Roe of England, Niccolo Conti and Niccolo Monsi of Italy, Bernier and Tavernier of France also serve as valuable sources for the history of the medieval period. Athanasius Nikitin's visit to India is described in his book, The Journey Beyond Three Seas. He has described all the things in this book. Sidi Ali Reis, an Ottoman admiral, was another. Other countries are recorded in the book Miratul Mamalik are the mirror of countries. Religious literature. And now you have to know about the religious literature. The medieval period of Indian history was also the period of Bhakti and Sufi movements that I have told you already, which spread across the subcontinent and contributed to some fundamental changes in the social and cultural outlook of people at large scale. The saints and sages associated with these movements composed poems, songs, dohas, etc. and etc. in the local languages, which are a reflection on the period during which they wrote. During this period, the religious texts Ramayana and Mahabharata were translated into religious, or you can say regional languages. Regional literature. Regional literature of the period was highly acclaimed in the form of stories, poems, and dramas such as Jayadev's Geet Govinda and Chandbardai's Prithviraj Rasu. During this period, texts were composed in different languages such as Marathi, Urdu, Tamil, Persian, Kannada, Arabic, and some European languages as well. And the next point, calligraphy. Calligraphy is basically the art of writing alphabets in an artistic manner. My dear student, we will know about the calligraphy in detail in the next video. So I think this is enough for today. We will meet in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.